Hey guys, welcome to Mikey's Video Game Madness. Today we're playing Total Carnage, which was the spiritual successor to Smash TV, which Smash TV was the spiritual successor to Robotron 2084. The world goes round and you got a big muscular guy with a gigantic machine gun, probably as tall as he is, and let's start. This is on the PlayStation 2. Look at those graphics. Awesome. VGA quality graphics if I've ever seen them. Actually, this looks really good for the time. And it's amazing how many explosions and stuff are on here. This was actually decent on the Super Nintendo because Super Nintendo, when these games came out, they were dual joysticks. So the Super Nintendo and the PlayStation controllers, or any controller with a 4-button configuration, are actually quite good for this game because you can shoot in any directions, and dual analog sticks too. You can shoot. This is on the Midway Arcade Collection, Arcade Legends 2. I can't remember which one. But yeah, I remember playing this on the Super Nintendo. Obviously, they took out the blood and stuff, but you know, it's still a fun game. It's hard as hell. I applaud anyone that can finish this game with only one quarter, like if that's even possible. When I play this, I usually use the digital control, the D-pad for the movement, and I use the analog stick for the direction of my gun. Gotta save all these tourists or whatever the hell they are. I don't know if this is a parody of America or this is trying to make Americans look cooler. Either way, I think they've failed if the second part was what they were trying to do. This isn't the way to go about it. So we're shooting a bunch of Middle Eastern people, which probably doesn't help with racism or discrimination. This is before 9/11. But if Rambo can do it, why can't we? Why can't these guys? Seriously. I'm not sure if this game came out in the 90s or the 80s. I didn't look at the date. But I don't know, like stuff like this back then was popular, just like a big muscular guy blowing up ethnic people. Leftover aggression from Vietnam, I guess. I don't know. This is probably one of those games that people would probably complain about back in the day, about video games making kids violent and video games, etc., etc. If this game makes you violent, it's not because of the game, it's because you're mentally retarded. Because if you take this game seriously, you have some serious issues. First of all, you need to pay attention. Like, blue plasma explosions like that don't happen when you shoot a Jeep. So right there should disconnect you from this being a realistic game. Although the one guy did have different color pants, that's pretty realistic that people wear different clothes instead of the same outfits. They have the most casual uniforms ever. Tank tops or no shirts at all. Although today could just be casual Friday and everybody was in for the same idea. Or they just went to Home Depot and picked up a bunch of construction workers that were ready to lay bricks or something and ended up fighting in a war instead, which is kind of shitty because these people probably want to go back to their families and now they're stuck in the world of total carnage. I should be saving the people that are shooting at me. Like, those tourist assholes are the ones that need to be shot. They look like dickheads. Seriously, if you look up close, their heads look like penises. That's a lie. I'm sorry. I don't mean to mislead any of you. All in all, this game's fun. It's just hard. And if you play the console version, it's super hard because you have limited continues. This has unlimited continues because this is the arcade ROM, and the arcade expected you just to keep on pumping in quarters. You'd have to be either a very skilled gamer or a rich man in order to beat this game in the arcades. More than likely rich. I don't know if I'm supposed to avoid the chunks that are coming out of him or not. Oh, horde mode. See, Gears of War was not the first one to do it. Oh, that looked painful. And now that I have this weird circular thing floating around me, I can just walk into enemies and they just grind up. Again, super realistic. It's also really realistic that men are chasing me with axes even though I have a ridiculously huge machine gun shooting at them, you know. I guess if one of them actually succeeded in killing me, that would be pretty impressive. I mean, to tell somebody. Oh, Cold War stereotypes. Can we get any more mature? Come on. Skip. I don't want to watch it. I don't care about the intense story of Total Carnage. I'm sure it won a lot of awards. It probably went up against The Color Purple and whatnot, but it just failed just slightly. It wasn't considered as moving, I guess. I don't know. But it's right up there in content as the Diary and Frank, story-wise, anyway. It gets that much emotion to you. I mean, look at these frogmen, for crying out loud. They did that to these people. Not if they have to wonder the rest of their lives as frogs. They're actually jumping at me so they can commit suicide. They look like something that went into the teleporter from The Fly when it wasn't working right and it just wants to die. And we have these giant guys with flamethrowers that look like dollar store action figures. They really look like dollar store action figures now because they're like with different size guys. Let me just use my shield to run into you while you explode. The arcade should have had like 15 different speakers on it for each explosion. Instead, when you play this game, you just hear because it can't possibly keep up with every individual explosion. Animations are really good in this game. I doubt this game ran as smoothly on the Super Nintendo. I haven't played this game on the Super Nintendo in a long time. I think the Super Nintendo was the first time I played this game. I'm pretty sure the Super Nintendo didn't have blood, but it had better control than the Sega Genesis version. Sega Genesis might have not have had all the special effects that Super Nintendo did, but like with games like this, it could handle more on the screen and run faster. It just wouldn't be able to pull off fancy like scaling effects or stuff like that. And unless you had the 6-button controller, which by the time this game came out, I doubt that they even supported the 6-button controller, let alone if it even existed. Oh, just my rib cage for some reason blew up. The rest of my body's tough as nails, though. I remember I used to always get this 6-button controller, and I see some people using it on YouTube, and I still don't understand how theirs still works, because there's this off-brand 6-button controller I get for like $10 at Kmart. Like $10 is a lot of money when I was a kid. It took a while to accumulate $10, and it like broke within less than a year. It just would just completely stop working. But I see some people still use theirs, and maybe I just got a bad batch. The only one that I know of that always seemed to work forever was the official Sega one. But the Sega 6-button controller was really tiny. You'd see it like in the magazines and stuff, and it looked big, and like it was the size of a normal Sega pad. No, it was a lot tinier. I think they perfected that when the Saturn came out. I believe the Saturn's controller was normal size, or at least bigger than the 6-button. But this was Total Carnage for the arcade on the PlayStation 2 on the Midway Arcade Collection, or whatever the hell it's called, whatever Midway Collection that has a 2 at the end of it. There's an amazing thing called Wikipedia and Amazon where you can look it up. I get to put my name. How about that? But yeah, this game is fun, you know. I don't know what button to push to put my name in. Do I care? There we go. Where am I? Whoa, all the way at number 7. Look out, world. Alright guys, this game's pretty fun. This collection's actually really decent. So thank you guys again for watching, and you guys take care. Alright, bye.